Talk about what's going on in town. You never know who's gonna come around on the Mark and Cindy show. Let's Mark and Cindy on the radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're here on the Mark and Cindy show. Substituting for Cindy, by the way, is my kid brother, Big Al Hader. Dick asked me as we came in, he says, which one of you is more famous? Well, I have no fame in me other than local. A few people know my name. But, Al, when you're sitting watching TV and all of a sudden national show and your kid brother shows up on some commercial or whatever, or you're watching the Western station and there is one of the old West, not the old Western, but one of the Western movies, and there's your kid brother getting killed right there on TV. Al, this guy is the most famous, Al. Welcome to...
Thanks, Mark. But it's the Mark and Cindy show. Who's singing that song? That's pretty catchy.
That's Jared.
Jared.
Jared. Come on.
I cannot for the
Yes,
life.
I can see the guy. We met him at the rodeo deal.
Oh,
he
did
sang
we?
the national anthem. Yes.
He sure did at
Yeah.
the pet thinger.
Pet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we only paid him just a few $1,000s for that, and he's.
Yeah.
I'm lying. If I say that, Jared's going to show up and say, "Give me the money."
You know, I hear that you get the pick on the strings and everything, and wouldn't it be great to be able to play an instrument?
Oh,
I don't know if I'd rather play the drums or a guitar, but how do they do it like Tracy, your Case brother? Gosh.
I always wanted to be an 80s drummer, 80s band drummer.
What's the difference between an 80s and a...
Oh, you ever heard of the 80s music, like rock and roll?
Yeah.
Like that drumming,
But
that's
they're
awesome.
different drum... Yeah, okay.
A lot more fun.
Yeah. Gosh.
I've always Al wanted to play the piano.
Yeah.
Well,
Clint Eastwood does, so that's not...
That's right. I remember at Stephen F. Austin, I'd go to the girls' dorm to pick up Kay or whoever.
What a way to start
It
the
is.
show.
But there was a piano.
You still go there?
No, I don't anymore. Okay. I quit that a months back. There's a guy there, somebody's date, and he's playing the piano so nice, and I'm over there.
Yeah.
And all the girls are gathered around, and there's Mark. I can't do anything. Sheesh,
Yeah.
the piano. When Elsie raised us, I don't think music was much of her concern.
And if it was, would any of us done anything about it?
Yeah.
Hey, here's a guitar, Al. 4 years old, 3, 5, 6, 7 years old, 10. Hit it a couple of times and then put it down.
You've got to want. Larry bought that guitar. Our oldest brother bought a guitar, and he was playing and trying to get us to sing. Al, you were too young at the time, I believe. Where have all the flowers gone? And the Kingston Trio songs. And he never learned to play, but we never learned to sing. So,
but how do they? When you listen to the music and your fingers are here. It just blows my mind.
And then, Al, you've got to sing.
Yeah.
You're doing this, and then you've got to... But drumming...
Some people don't.
That's true. Some don't. Jimi Hendrix occasionally.
I meant classical music, like piano, classical piano. Those people are pretty talented.
There's drummers and guitarists that can join other bands and play their music. It's just...
Wow.
They're freaks.
But Tracy told me that... drumming, percussions, when you're doing something with your left hand, something with your right hand, and then singing, he said that is the more difficult thing, he said, and he plays lead guitar and all, and that's got to be tough. But I can, you're beating with your foot, you're beating with your left hand, something with your right hand. Sheesh.
And then you're probably looking at the gal that's flashing you on the front row.
Exactly. And all of a sudden you start playing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. That's pretty good.
Hi, Cindy. I'm keeping your chair warm for you, and I got your reading glasses.
Yeah, Cindy is in Lubbock, and she did forget her glasses, but I think, Al, she's taking a cosmetology course at Texas Tech. I could be wrong. No, she's visiting.
That sounds like something Cindy would do.
She's got something big going on there.
I can remember when Cindy was on Channel 13 doing the signing. She was a knockout.
She was.
Yep.
She's a
knockout.
And Al, I don't remember that as much, and she's mentioned it, but I remember the signing with Cindy, and that might have been before your time. But that show, there's one thing when you're signing what somebody's saying, and then when you're signing a song and you're putting feeling in it.
Yeah.
She reminded me of
And you're looking at the girl on the front row.
On the front row.
That's what I'll
She reminded me of Skeeter Davis. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
Bad name, but cute kid, cute girl.
Was Skeeter Davis blonde?
She was, I thought, kind of brown-haired, long, stringy. But anyway.
We just had a conversation yesterday about how we objectify women, and here we are again.
Yeah, we're objectifying. It's just the hair. What were her...
You can't even get that right.
Yeah, I can't get that right. Yeah, we were actually got into...
Well, don't they do the same thing to us?
Really?
Well, so y'all are brothers. I bet y'all duke it out all the time back in the day.
No, there was never a day for me. Al has got... In fact, Al, yesterday, what were you doing? Or was it day before? I called you, and I called you in Houston.
Yeah. I'm doing a photo shoot for a law firm.
Isn't that...
Hey, it's weird. This attorney rented a motel downtown, out by the medical center.
Where is this going?
Oh, and anyway, I did a photo shoot for his law firm, and it's going to be on his website. That's what I was doing.
In a motel?
Oh, yeah, it was like an apartment. The motel room was called the Tycoon. You walk in, and it's like a probably something an apartment you would see in downtown New York.
Yeah.
Full kitchen, 2-bedroom.
Don't use the word motel then.
Okay,
but I think it was called. Okay.
Producers, I will tell you this, do that a lot. You know, if they need to, they're coming down, we need to see if we got somebody that can do such and such. They'll rent a hotel room and all and have their cameras set up. And I've been to some of those. But the deal, did they furnish you a suit?
No.
That
So bring your suits. I brought 2 suits and about 8 shirts, and the guy picked 1 suit and 1 shirt and 1 tie. And that's what I wore the whole time, and I loved all those clothes up there. But,
I hate that.
You know, who cares?
It doesn't. Not that it happens to me so much. That's Al. He's got a face. They've wanted him for scenes where, you know, all we need to see is your face or whatever. He's got this look. Let me give you an example, Al, and I've told Al this. Al and I were involved in an acting gig that was really a business executive game where they have they go to a resort and they have this conference with a bunch of business people, and then the game is, as they go around the resort, they run into characters, and Al and I were playing characters. They're not supposed to know we are. And Al is a gym physical fitness guy, and
drill sergeant.
That's exactly. And what was your goal?
I was supposed to order the guys to do stuff, you know, exercise and make them call me sir and all that stuff. Yeah. And I don't really.
Here's the difference between the two of us. Al looked the part, and he was great. Well, I was told, you know, just wear your normal clothes and go out there, and your job is to walk around the resort and ask these people if you can borrow their phone. In other words, you'll see a guy with a tag on. That means he's with this particular conference. And you ask him, can I borrow your cell phone? And when it was all over, I came back, you know, we meet and how'd it go and all. And I said, do you know, only 2 people loaned me their phones. And Yankee Grant, who could be listening to this now, she's a producer, actress, and anyway, she's well known within the local acting community. She said, after I said only 2 people loaned me their phone, she said, Mark, how could you be surprised? You look like a homeless guy. And, you know, I was wearing my jeans and my shirt, and I thought, oh, okay. That's me. That is Mark. You could put me in one of Al's suits if I could, you know, if it's too tall, and I would still look like the homeless guy. Some people have the look Al's got this.
That whole time I had to be like an attorney at the shoot and in a suit. So uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
You try to.
But I believe it though. If I saw a picture with you in a suit, like a 3-piece suit, sitting in not a motel but a high class New York apartment,
thank
reading like a paper on the desk, looking down, going, "Yep, like I believe it."
It's. To me, it's just it's all luck because this guy, the owner, the Foley, is the name of the guy that's a lawyer. He said he went through all the headshots and everything, and he said, "Well, that looks like somebody I'd like to, you know, would have a good time with." And it's just it's weird, it's crazy. It's just
somebody
luck.
Likes you.
Well, no, that somebody would just out of it's luck. You know, hey.
Well, it's a look, and
well, yeah, you certainly have a look to you.
Crooked nose has been broke 4 times. 5.
It's there were 3 football and I thought 2 baseball. 5, I think it's I'm sorry, one of the baseballs an encounter after the game, but that has nothing to do with anything, Al.
That's right.
And if you'll recall, I came to your aid just for a second. I grabbed the guy's pants, and it went bad.
If there's no telling what would the future would have been look like if that you hadn't
had it was. I thought, well, it'd been only anyway. That is the Al. I am at a stage in my life where the only role I could think of, they look at my headshot and they say, okay, this is the fat guy that's in the bar at the end, and he
homeless guy
falls on the ground. The homeless guy. That's what they would say, and there are parts like that.
Yeah,
but that's what I would get, or I'd get the laxative commercial at whatever. I'm just not. I feel so sorry for me, Al.
I don't know. There's.
You shouldn't.
Ned Beatty, you talk about somebody, which you're not. You got the.
Al, would you have taken the Ned Beatty deliverance role?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh, I couldn't have. Because he's remembered for. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be remembered through our archives. Those of you listening to us now get us live, but we'll be able to see this probably next week on YouTube. But right now, we need to take a break. And when we come back, hopefully, Cindy Robinson Cochran will give us a call from Lubbock. Can you believe the technology, Al, that allows us to do that? On the Mark and Cindy, Al and Mark show this morning. Back in a minute.
Don't say that. It's Mark and Cindy.
And I felt so hard.
I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
At Jazzy Junk, volunteers reclaim, restore, and recycle. Jazzy Junk is a non-profit resale storefront where you will discover wonderful, unique finds at very affordable prices on furniture, antiques, books, art, home decor, and more. When you shop Jazzy Junk, you support New Danville, a community for adults with developmental disabilities. We receive new donations daily, so plan a visit to Jazzy Junk today to find that perfect item or gift. Our motto is here today, gone today. So remember to hurry in and shop often for the best selection. Jazzy Junk is located in the outlets at Conroe on League Line Road and I-45 North. Call 936-441-4500 or visit our website, jazzyjunk.org, that's Junque, for more information and store hours.
On the Mark and Cindy show with Big Al here subbing for Cindy, and it'd be a crying shame we got Al here. I don't know how many times I can get my kid brother to come back here, but he's got so much experience with in the acting community. And one thing that I have done stuff with him, but it's always minor parts, or once I was a chauffeur to the actors and all, and I haven't had that many opportunities to act with some very famous people, but Al has. And more recently, he was in a scene in the Christmas business.
Little Christmas Business.
And Al, when I saw that movie, and by the way, I'm sure you can, well, Blockbuster's gone, isn't it? But you can see
yeah, you can only buy it from somewhere.
By the way, I've still got it. I'm supposed to give it to Al. I mean, that's you, Al. dentist to see, but.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
But anyway, Al, tell about the scene. The scene I saw in the street was, I thought, wow, you're going to hurt my brother.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
With Daniel Baldwin. It's a fight scene that I was supposed to be kidnapping, grabbing his son out of a car, and it was just right around the corner over here filmed. It was actually pretty exciting. Baldwin was supposed to come behind me. I had the door open, and I was trying to get his son out. And he told me before the scene, he said, Al, do you want me to just touch you on the back and grab your collar do you want to pull yourself back, or do you want me to grab you and just lightly pull yourself back and you fall? And I said, no, go ahead and grab me and jerk me back, like you were really doing it. And so I'm there, and he comes running. He grabs me by the back of my coat, throws me back. I take about 3 steps, pull a hamstring, and land on my back and slide a little bit. I thought I ripped my jacket, and everybody thought I bumped my head on the concrete.
It didn't look like you landed. I mean, his head went back, and I thought it hit the concrete.
Everybody, I'm glad they didn't stop filming. But,
gosh, it'd been terrible.
Anyway, the only thing I really ended up hurting was my wrist from catching myself on the ground. And then I got up, and we threw the little fake punches, and Clint, my son, was there, and he said, Dad, it looked terrible. Punching and everything. But then the way Gary Parker, the camera guy, edited it, it looks.
Oh, it did. It looked good. And, that's one of those scenes. The sad thing about it is it was a wide shot of it, and I wish they had another camera to show the up close, because it had looked. But it was one of those things where they're not going to shoot it twice. Okay, let's do that one more time.
They did it one time.
Yeah. Sheesh, that was
pretty
great.
neat.
Of all the movies you've been in, and
Hellfighters with John Wayne.
Hellfighter, that was my question. Was that not the? I thought Barbarossa. No, that was
Barbarossa. Yeah,
yeah, that was pretty good too. I can't remember who was the name of the. It was Willie Nelson and I can't
Chris
remember.
Christopherson.
And
Barbarossa.
The crazy guy. Yeah. I say he's crazy. Dick knows. He'll find it in a minute. But of the actors you've had time to be with, who left? I know this is a tough question. The best impression on you.
Oh, the best impression. The best.
I'm
okay.
sorry. Dick, you want some more coffee while we're here, guy?
Well,
No,
you
I'm
know
fine.
the answer to that, don't you?
I kind of do, yeah.
George Kennedy.
Yeah.
Gosh, Big Mike and I, the nicest man I have ever met, ever. George Kennedy, on The Man Who Came Back. Shot it in Bracketville, shot some here in Montgomery County. Never quit smiling, never a harsh word. And I wanted to ride with y'all to the airport that day, but
I wish you had.
Well, I was getting in the car and or whatever I was going to do, I let him know I was going to go too, and he said, no, you don't have to. I can take care of it. So we read stuff into what people are saying, and 90% of the time I feel like I'm wrong, but I thought, he probably didn't want me to go, so I just let you too.
I am so unlike my brother in this. He takes the opportunity when he's around people and asked him and all. I looked at George Kennedy. I'm driving all the way to San Antonio from Uvalde, and I'm saying, I bet he's tired. He doesn't want to answer these questions. And I did not ask him this stuff, but he told you things about Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah.
And,
we were sitting on the set. He was in a golf cart, and I just asked him some stuff about Cool Hand Luke, and he said one of the scenes, when the girls wash their car, and they're working throwing asphalt on the street, and George Kennedy said he did the same line. He repeated the same line in the movie that whatever you do, oh Lord, don't strike me blind, And he said it right then. It was sounded just like he did back then.
Now, ever since then, I have seen him. I mean, a young George Kennedy. Gunsmoke, he was Bat Masterson, so many things, and I had him right there, and I never asked him, James Arness, what was...
Yeah.
And that's another thing I was afraid of. Do actors want you to ask them about other actors?
Gosh.
It's tough. Armand Asante.
Right.
What did you walk away from with this guy?
I hate to say. I don't know, but I know what you mean, Mark. Did George Kennedy want me to ask him about John Wayne? Because I can't remember if I brought it up or if he did, but he talked about John Wayne in a bar down in Mexico, and he said, "Here I am with Duke Wayne," and there's not going to be anybody around like that much longer. But yeah, I know what you mean, Armand Asante. I don't. You were supposed to interview him at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was a quiet guy and wanted to be off by himself with the guy that was with him. It was kind of his
valet or
whatever he was.
Yeah, assistant.
And kind of kept people away. But I don't know. I think he was so wrapped up. He needed to be wrapped up in his acting and his character that he didn't want to be messed with. But when he left, when he was leaving and was finished with the shoot, he signed a bunch of photos and gave them to people.
Wow. We've got a call, ladies and gentlemen, here on with Al Hader on the Mark and Cindy Show. And caller, who you are, talk to us. Okay, turn the radio off. Hello? Hello, you're on the Mark and Cindy Show with Big Al Hader. You have a question, a comment? First of all, who are you? Are you Cindy? Come along home, Cindy, come along home.
Who's that? Was that Walter Brennan? I mean,
I bet it was.
Well, in Rio Bravo or something?
I bet it could have been. It was Rio Bravo. Hello, caller? Okay, it sounds like it's coming from Lubbock. I don't know.
It's funny because we were expecting a call from Cindy, but then you have to think, have you realized how bad Cindy is with their telephone?
Oh, my word. Don't get me started there.
Oh, and there's time change out there past San Antonio, right?
Yeah, that's what I was telling her. By the way, it could be George Kennedy, Al.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
He can't hear Mark very good.
That's
Remember?
Right. Oh, my gosh,
Mark had to go in and we banged on the door, and Mark had to go in and get him up out of bed.
I saw George Kennedy in his underwear, and he wasn't acting. It was just unbelievable. No, that is just a nice... And he got
like little kids.
Yeah.
When it comes to this kind of stuff.
He got, out of the car, out of the car, and I got him his suitcase, and I was going to take him, but anyway, we got the call back. Hello, caller.
Hi, this is Cindy from Lubbock.
No, seriously, who is this? No, Cindy, welcome,
Cindy,
kid.
All the way from, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Do I need to talk loud?
No, you're
It's that darn time change.
Yeah. Sheesh.
What time is it there, Cindy?
I think it's just a little after 10 now. Yeah. We're in the same time zone. It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Has the front come through yet?
Let me open the door and see. I haven't been outside yet, but
she's been in her
I
car.
haven't tried to call y'all, and it said nobody was there, and it came through. Oh wow, it is so cold out. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's too cold.
It's coming
really
this way.
Cold here.
Sheesh. Well,
I don't know what
no trouble getting there at all, right?
What?
You had no trouble getting there?
Absolutely not. I got here in 7 hours. I stopped one time.
Holy cow!
Get gas and to go to the bathroom, and that was it. I left there at 2:00. I got here at 9:00 last night.
Oh boy!
It was amazing.
I hope you didn't mess up Sam's car.
We won't talk about that.
I saw your
I'm
post
sure
on.
there's places here that clean.
I saw your post on Facebook. Did you post a picture? You stopped?
Yes.
Yeah.
That sunset, I think that
Yes.
was the most posted sunset I've ever seen. It was amazing. But I did have to call in and say, and give you this report. And I had to come all the way to Lubbock to find out about Justin Bieber.
Oh my goodness! What is it,
Have
Cindy?
y'all talked about him
He
today?
got arrested, right?
Oddly enough, we haven't. It's Al's been trying to get him on, but
If y'all can quit talking about all your movie experiences, I want to tell you this one thing.
okay.
Justin Bieber was arrested in Miami for a DUI and drag racing, and he's just been fined. Now, this is amazing. His neighbor, who you may have heard about, he had egged his house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he was charged. The neighbor said it's going to cost him $20,000 to clean that up. I can't imagine the eggs he used. We need to find out what kind of eggs he used to create $20,000 worth of damage.
Well, it's the house, really. It's the what the house was made of, I imagine. Platinum, when you get raw egg on platinum, it is a pain. Don't get me started on that.
$20,000.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so he's in trouble. He's being a bad boy.
Yes, he
and,
has.
Giving the press a lot to talk about.
Jeez.
But I want to make sure you guys had that on the air so that...
I was going to neglect to mention that, but I'm glad you did. By the way, I did tell the audience, and you probably caught it, that you are, was I wrong? You are taking a cosmetology course at Texas Tech. Is that why you're there?
Yes.
Okay.
And mostly to do our makeup, since we're now on YouTube. And
that's right.
Try and get us ready for this. Al, have you seen any of the YouTube video of our show?
No, ma'am. I was not. No, I did not. I wasn't aware until just a little while ago that you could get it on YouTube.
Okay. I mean, I want you to make sure you see that, because it's getting terrible for Mark and I to go out in public.
Really?
People.
It would be worse for me if Dick wasn't blotting my face out or blurring it, like it's a license plate.
Well, we have
a
problem with homeless people in downtown, and I'm like, I don't want to promote
true.
that kind of activity here at Lone Star.
Boy.
Well, I only get recognized if I turn to the side, though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you put something big on your ear.
If I can't wear headsets out in public for sure. Yeah. Those headphones are just so creepy.
Hey,
I think they make my head look fat, but I'm not. I don't want to complain.
I haven't noticed that. But, I was with some people from church the other night, or actually last night, Cindy, and they said that concerning our interview with
Derek.
Thank you so much. They said, well, Cindy came in and said Mark was almost converted to Derek's side. And I thought, well, yeah, I guess I was. I don't know. But anyway, that's the impression you left everyone. Sheesh.
No, I said.
I know. I'm joking. It was funny.
Okay. Because I was complimenting you that you were relating with Mark. I mean, Derek, you were relating with him, and then you came around, but you always came back to what the truth.
No, but I thought that was a pretty funny thing to say. Anyway, Cindy, where you are sure missed here, in fact, Al and Cindy show.
Wait a minute. Is Richard giving you the wrap-up sign?
No, he's not.
It's time to go to break.
He's not yet. He's given me some signs, Cindy.
Your voice sounded just like the preacher's does. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
So you're ending the lesson and you're ready for people to stand up and come forward. If you want to get rid of me, just say, "Okay, Cindy, enough already. You don't have anything else interesting to say. Shut up."
What I need you to do is ask Al some stuff.
What?
I mean, here's Al. He's here. He's been in a lot of places, and you've been in a lot of places and all. What is it you'd like to know about Al, or what would you ask him?
Boy, that. You can't think of anything, and I don't blame you.
No, Al, it is exciting. All the people that you have been, that you've been there with on set, and just like I were talking about with Daniel Baldwin and George Kennedy and all those people that have, touched the garments of the real celebs that have been there, and there you are working with them, and you get right there in their class, and it's so exciting. But you get to hear all the past history and all, and especially the line that George Kennedy stated to you, and you got to hear it live from his lips. It's funny, and I understand that. I understand if I was being able to work with the Beatles or something, I would feel the same way.
Yeah, but I'm talking to somebody that was actually sitting next to Johnny Carson.
Wow.
And was asked to come back.
Yeah. Well, Al and I were never asked to come back.
I wasn't going to say anything because I sure didn't want to upstage any of the things that you have done. But now that no, I'm so excited for you guys, and it's so fun to get to relive those stories. And I love hearing behind the scenes. If they just do shows on all behind the scenes, like when we go to break, Al, and on YouTube you see us all talking and moving around. That's what I like to hear. That's what those kind of things I like to hear when I watch a show and they go to break and they lean over and talk to each other and go, "What are they saying? What are they saying?"
The uncensored version. And Cindy, Dick is now giving me the wind down. You are a doll, young lady. Thanks so much for calling. And please, when you come back, I think you said Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Man, you got to be extra careful. I think those streets are going to be terrible between here and Lubbock. Just guess.
So? No, No, I know it's going to be sunny and it's going to be dry. That's what I'm.
Okay,
I'm
that's another
thinking
way to
it's
look
gonna
at
be.
it.
But I'll call and tell you something wrong
I'm
about.
sorry. Yeah, that's
Listen,
what Al
guys,
can do.
have a great show. And Al, thank you so much for coming on and taking my place. I know they're large shoes to fill.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it unless I could get Al, and he agreed. If not, this would be the best of. Cindy, thanks so much.
Just follow him. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have fun, enjoy, and I can't wait to go. I'm getting ready to go see my mom right now.
Oh, bless her heart.
I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to
Thank
take
you, guys.
another... Bye-bye, kiddo. We're going
Thanks,
to take
Sam.
another pause here on the Mark and Cindy Show. Back in just a little bit with Big Al.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas, Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympic Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.sotx.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoors Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
Just one look, and I knew.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mark and Cindy Show with my co-host, my kid brother, Big Al. This is Al is a natural. Well, Al, you had your own radio show for a long period of time. In fact, at one time it was 2 hours, wasn't it? Did you have a 2-hour show?
No, did not. Thank goodness, no.
That would be tough,
Yeah,
man. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't talk through it, but I wouldn't want to. You know, speaking of Cindy just called in, and I wanted to say this about that. There's a movie out called Nut Job. It's about the little squirrel. It's animated.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Mark, you got to see it. It's one of the best movies and all this stuff. And, you know, reviews aren't always really all that significant or true. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, that was terribly rude. But I read a review today, Al, about the Nut Job, and it said it was forgettably mediocre. I can't believe it. And I'm wondering if I want to see Frankenstein. That's coming out.
Yeah.
Frankenstein fighting gargoyles. And there's multiple Frankensteins, Al.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know
You really
that.
want to see that movie?
I'm wondering.
Is that with that? That's not animated, right?
No.
He's got the wings that come
The
out.
gargoyle guy, yeah. They've got, and there's a bunch of them. Anyway, Al hasn't, you haven't really done a science fiction. Actually, you did. Were you in Primal with
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
What was your character in that?
You were in it also, weren't you?
Yeah, but I don't
What was your phobia?
That is a good question. I don't remember. I had serious problems. I always have mental problems.
Mine was mosquitoes, was bugs.
That's
Bugs.
exactly right.
What was yours?
I don't know. I was afraid of something. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another phone call here. Maybe somebody has seen Primal and will tell us what I was doing. Caller, you're here on the Mark and Cindy Show with Big Al. Who's calling here?
Hey, Mark, this is
your older sister, Sue.
Son
I
of
was
a
so
gun.
surprised to call the show this morning and you and Al both be together. I thought, wow, I got a call. I've been trying to get through.
Killed two birds with one stone. This is our sister, Sue, from Washington State.
And it's probably the only way she thinks I'm going to talk to her. She called me day before yesterday and left a message, and I forget what I
you're
was
high
doing.
profile.
But
right, he's out a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sue. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, you should be. I thought maybe you were upset with me or something. I hadn't been able to. I was going to try to call you again today, you little snot.
Yeah, he's a big snot. Susan, you got a birthday coming up, kid.
Is that permissible to say on radio?
Oh, yeah. Worse has been said, but yeah, it's so crude, Sue. I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah,
we're supposed to.
That came out of my mouth, can you?
Al, we're supposed to send a package or something up to Susan on her birthday. It's what.
Well, Jill's got to collect the money first.
She's got to, and she has trouble with that, Susan. Don't get me started.
Maybe I could deliver it to her because Dennis and I are taking our wives and going to go on a cruise, but we're leaving out of Seattle, or we're flying into Seattle, and we're going to go stay with Susan for. Gosh, after I think about it, 5 nights is a long time, Susan.
Yeah, about a month.
I think 4 nights or 5
oh,
days.
My word.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't mind celebrating my birthday again in May.
Oh, well.
Well, no, we're going to hold off. By the way,
actually, I'll really be celebrating. We're really excited about y'all coming and thinking of all the fun things we can do.
Great.
Yeah. Hey, Susan, many of our listeners are wondering what the weather is like right now. You are east of the mountains, are you not?
Yes, sir, I am. It is very cold.
Okay. Snowing, freezing?
It's only a little bit after, well, it's about 8:30 here, so I haven't been up too awful long. I'm retired, and I can just get up when I want to if I don't have anything going. Let me check the weather right quick.
Yeah, stick your head out that.
It's 32 degrees right now, it says, and cloudy.
All right, you're in okay shape there then.
Yeah. Y'all have been getting pretty cold weather too, though, haven't you?
Well, we did it once, and now we're getting ready to get some more, but I'm looking forward to it. I just like the cold stuff. And, Susan, at some juncture, Kay and I, if we wouldn't keep working on our house and putting flooring in and all, we would already be in Washington, but it's going to take a while now for us to get up there.
I know what comes first in your life. Your floors are more important, and your house and everything more important than your big sister that might not be around, not getting any younger.
Oh, that's for sure.
How's that for rubbing?
That's unfair to say to Mark, because the house symbolizes his relationship with his beautiful wife.
It does, Susan. When Kay says she wants something house-wise, it usually happens. But is there any way you're coming down here anytime soon, you think?
I don't think so, Mark. It's your turn to come up here.
I know. I realize that. Sheesh. By the way, speaking of CJ, he's not with the Marshal Service anymore, is he? Or
no, he's not.
Okay.
They had to start laying off, and he was one of the more recent hirees, I guess you'd call it. I don't know, but he's not with them anymore.
Boy, nephew Al with the Marshal Service, and he at one time was martial arts champion.
He still is. He's still working with that.
Yeah.
He's got several black belts, and I don't know how many other colored belts, but anyway.
Al's beltless. I was, and Susan, I'm sorry, we have limited time to talk to you, and I'm talking about this, but I remember I used to wonder about CJ, could he really do this? And he was talking about all of this stuff, and I was in the living room, and I think I told you this, CJ stood up, and I was questioning him, CJ, how does it work? He stood up in my living room with the TV set right there, and he said, Mark, just stand there, and he raised his right leg, he raised his right leg, and swatted just about an inch in front of my nose, just to show how agile, he's a big guy, and how agile he was, and I said, okay, you can do what you said you could do. Anyway, that's CJ, and that's her grandchild. Susan, it is so sweet of you to call. It means so much, and I'm glad hopefully Jill and some of the families listening too. That would have us all the haters together here.
Hopefully you can get me off the air real quick before I say something really stupid.
Oh, no.
I just texted Sandy to let her know I was going to try to call, so I don't know if she's listening right now or not. But if she is, hi, Sandy.
Hello, said Al just said too late. He is such a goober head. Isn't that just like him? Okay.
Yeah, he's just the bestest little brother.
Well,
I love you guys.
Love you,
too, buddy.
Sue. Thanks so much, Sue,
I'll
for
let
calling.
you get back to your program, and I'll wait to hear from you, Al.
okay, buddy.
All right.
What?
You too, Mark.
Love you, Sue. You bet, kiddo. Later.
Look, okay, tell your wives love them. Talk to you later. Bye.
All righty. Bye-bye. She's the hater clan we got Cindy.
I just talked to her. Now I got to call her again. Tell her.
I'm supposed to.
Hey.
Yeah. No, Sue is just sweet as she can be, and it's so good to hear from her. We've got most of our kinfolk living down here, Pasadena, LaPorte, and all, and now we got Susan.
I like it because I'm getting to know the entire family on the Cindy side and the hater side.
It's
My son Clint said he's listening.
whoa, neato.
He was going to come by, but he had to take his wife to the therapist. But he said he's listening.
I'm convinced Cindy's not really married. It's a whole Sam's made up.
I don't think so. No,
I
I
can't
haven't seen
I
him.
can't wait to meet Sam.
I have never seen the guy.
See, are you serious?
I'm serious.
I'm telling you, Cindy, if you're listening, I'm challenging you because I really don't think you're married. I don't even think those kids who hang out with you are your kids.
Oh my word.
Speaking of Sam,
Yes.
I met another guy. Always somebody knows Mark from the newspaper, and this has nothing to do with Sam.
Oh.
But you know, if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, Big Al, I've never met Big Al. I read all about you. You know, read your brother's article." And every time I go somewhere, and somebody finds out my name's Hater, it's, "Oh, are you the writer?" No, that's my brother.
They were asking about. I mean, I had somebody ask about Big Al too. Where's Big Al and all? And yeah, our family is known.
A very talented family.
Charles Wilburn, the guy that called you.
Yes.
He goes to the Ark Church, and Clint's drugged me to the church, to the Ark on Wednesday nights. And Charles, it's Charlie or Charles? Charles Wilburn introduced me, knows Mark Allen, the guy that we used to play softball with a long time ago. But nice guy, and we're supposed to go out and eat barbecue with him or something.
I forget what place he owned in Montgomery. He said.
30, a few miles out, he owns like 30 acres.
Yeah.
And has a barn or a house made out of a barn, or a barn made out of a house.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're here on the Mark and Cindy Show with Big Al, and we're going to come back in just a little bit with an encouraging word and a few last words. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back in just a second.
So you see, I really care.
Tune in at 3 o'clock every Wednesday for Aperture and Shutter Speed with me, Tom Moore of TR Moore Photos.
And me, Dick.
If you are an amateur or expert, or if you haven't ever picked up an SLR camera before, Aperture and Shutter Speed is a show for anyone who loves photography and film.
Join the conversation with us by calling in or emailing us your questions. If you want to know what's coming up on Aperture and Shutter Speed, just look up our show page on irlonestar.com or look us up on Facebook.
Join us every Wednesday at 3 p.m. for Aperture and Shutter Speed, and remember,
take your lens cap off.
Hi, this is Erica Tullis, Executive Director of the Breast Cancer Charities of America. The Breast Cancer Charities of America is a national nonprofit organization with our headquarters in the Woodlands, Texas. We focus on non-invasive breast cancer research and helping the true patient that is going through breast cancer. Through our Help Now Fund, we help women pay the rent and utilities while going through their breast cancer treatment. It's unlike any other program that truly is out there. We are here to help the woman. Our phone number is 936-231-8460. For more information or to get involved or to even make a donation, please visit our website, www.igopink.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Mark and Cindy Show. That's pretty loud. I'm sorry. Those of you that had your ear put to your computer speaker. We are here with Big Al, my kid brother, and I've got a list of stuff I wrote down to ask Al, and I think I've got
hit one of them.
10% of them. Yeah, maybe one of them. You're right. so many other things, and I left out there's family gatherings, Al, that we used to do it up real big when Elsie was around and Dad. And
fireworks, talent shows, gosh.
Man. Al won the best costume.
And you were mad, too.
I came as Woodsy Al once, and Al came as this weird-looking guy with a camera around his neck, and I was going to win because I'm Woodsy Al, and I look Alish, and OWL-ish. And all of a sudden, somebody comes in, Jill comes in and says, oh, my gosh, there's something on the roof. And we go out and look up, and it's Spider-Man. Al came as Peter Parker, and he turned into Spider-Man, and the votes just shifted instantly.
Any other year, you would have been unanimous.
I would have won that one, but that was that was sad. Speaking of those times, it made me think of Mom and how she really enjoyed those times, and we did too. And I had mentioned in here, Mom's been passed away 2006, and the thing, I miss her dearly, but she prayed for me, Al, and Susan, and Jill, and Larry, and Linda. Every day, our name was mentioned to God, and that, you never know the significance of that in our life. And I was thinking of something that Cindy has mentioned on our show a couple of times in reference to children growing up and all, and she has cited this thing that Solomon said, Proverbs 22:6, and it made me think. And the thing Solomon said was, train up your child in the way he should go, and even when he is old, he'll not depart from it. That is a wise old saying, but it is not true. It is, if it is true, can you think of the parents out there who feeling really bad because their child is on death row or whatever? I didn't raise him up the way I should. Well, Solomon, the guy that wrote this, didn't raise, David raised him up and told him stuff like, the Lord searches every heart, he understands every thought and plan, and if you seek him, he'll be found by you. He had good upbringing, and Solomon ended up in pretty bad shape. But that is a wise thing to do. And after I read that, I read another one in Proverbs, and this is what I'd like to, as an encouraging word, kind of remind myself and maybe some of you about. Solomon said this in Proverbs 16:3. He said, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. That is so wise and everything, but again, it's not true. Al, have you ever done a project or something that you prayed about, committed it to the Lord, and it didn't work out? You couldn't say it succeeded?
Gosh, yes.
A bunch of them. And so that Proverbs, it's not a lie, but it was written by a guy recommending things, a very wise man, the wisest man, supposedly. It was said, whoever was or who will ever come, but, he ended up with 700 wives, 300 concubines, and we don't have near that many concubines nowadays. I'll cut back. But here's what I wanted to say. If Solomon wanted to make this a true statement, instead of saying, commit to the Lord whatever you do and your plans will succeed, this is the correct statement, I believe. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and God's plans for you will succeed. To be honest, I don't want my plans to succeed because I can't see the full picture out there. God sees everything. He wants the best for us, and it's His plans that should succeed. The things I've wanted were so selfish in the past that, I thought, oh, God, you didn't do this. You said you'd give me anything. Well, Mark, I'm, not going to give you a rifle or something, or a 4-year-old rifle or something. I'm your father. I'm going to do the best I can for you. And this was not the best for you to, be the great actor, the great spokesman for whatever. This is what I want you to do. It's the little things in life. If I can keep that in mind, that it is, commit my life or my thoughts to God, and wherever you go, I pray for this show in the morning before we came. I pray all the time. But, if this falls by the wayside, it's God's plan, whatever happens. And just keeping Him in mind with that, that's what to look for. What it does for me, Al, more than anything else, is helps me deal with disappointment so much better. Because when, you get turned down or somebody says, wow, you look like a homeless person, my thought is this, well, right now I'm still committing, my thoughts to God, and that's where I am at this point.
Yeah, you wonder why things don't happen, and then it hits you, well, maybe He didn't want that. He didn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
There was a reason behind it. Maybe if it did happen, something
Yeah.
it was going to lead to no good. But
Really,
that's
and
what
you know,
I try to.
I
way I
had
look at it.
mentioned that before that if certain things, when I was younger happened, I wouldn't be in Conroe, which, it wouldn't hurt a lot of people, but I probably wouldn't have married Kay. I don't know what would have happened. It's weird when you think about the things you wanted that didn't happen and the way things turned out. Maybe I think it's where we need to be. Ladies and gentlemen, where we are right now, regardless where we need to be, is right here in downtown Conroe. The cold front is coming in. It's going to be a blustery evening and tomorrow and probably weekend, but you stay toasty wherever you are. Please follow the archives. Take a look at us. You'll see a couple of our episodes on YouTube. And here on the Mark and Cindy Show, we are just glad you were here. Al, you were super, young man. You need your own show, and he's working, hopefully working towards that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you much, Dick. Appreciate your help.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Well, it's Mark and Cindy, they've got a morning show. Every day I listen in.
Hey everyone, this is Tina, your host from Retro Saturdays. I wanted to invite you to visit the Lone Star Studios here in downtown Conroe, Texas. We're all volunteers here, and we need your help in serving the Montgomery County area. Radio media is a fun field to be in. Lone Star Internet Radio serves Montgomery County with news, current events, local programming, and of course, music. If you are interested in volunteering and sharing your talents in media, go to irlonestar.com and let us hear from you. Lone Star Internet Radio, serving Montgomery County from the heart of downtown Conroe.